I'm Eric Boyd, and I'm the producer for physics at WebAssign. I have my background in physics, and what I'd like to show you today is the new feature we have in WebAssign with doing undergraduate physics labs. And so the first thing I want to show you is how easy it is to put these physics labs into your course and all the benefits that they will add to and enhance the undergraduate experience. So if we just go to the textbook search, and we search for NC State, because NC State is actually the author of the physics labs that we have in WebAssign. And this is going to bring up all of the titles that NC State has. We have conceptual physics, algebra physics, and calculus physics. And what I'm going to be showing you today is the calculus-based physics labs. The physics labs have been implemented in WebAssign with 3 different assignments. There's a PreLab Assignment, an InLab Assignment, and a PostLab Assignment. The PreLab Assignment lets students learn all that they can learn about the lab before they actually go to the lab. And this makes it so the teachers and the TAs, they don't have to spend time during the class teaching the students about everything they should have known already. They can focus on doing the actual experiment. Other uses for the PreLab assignment is you can use it as a timed assignment and set it so the students have to take the assignment at, let's say, 5 minutes after a lecture starts. As soon as the lab starts, the quiz turns on, and that ensures that the students are coming to the lab for proper attendance. So what I'm going to demo for you right now is the student view of the physics labs in WebAssign. So let's open up My Classes and go to the Mechanics section. And the first assignment I'm going to show you is the PreLab assignment. And like I said, these are just your standard types of WebAssign questions. You have your multiple choice, your numerical questions, and these are questions that prompt the student to go and make sure that they read the manual so they know everything about the lab before they come in. And we've actually added some tutorial type of questions as well. This is an interesting one that uses Indiana Jones as an example, trying to get the students more engaged in the content. As you can see here, there's just some standard questions. And all of the questions in these lab questions, they actually link you to the experimental, the manual. So it actually also brings them to an appropriate place in the manual so the student has the correct content to read with respect to the question that they're answering. This is a complete HTML version of a manual that you would typically have to print. And it also comes with a print copy just in case the student wants to have printed up and bring it in front of them in case there aren't computers in the lab. So let's look at the InLab assignment now, which actually has the most enhancements to the application. So the InLab assignment is designed to, in this instance, it's a group assignment. A lot of times, the work that you do in the lab, you do with groups, and WebAssign has the capability to handle the group work. So just clicking Continue here. I'll pretend that I'm sitting with my group members. And this here is the new feature called the InLab activity. And it's designed to replicate the student experience in the worksheet that they have to fill out and the work that they do in programs such as Microsoft Excel. So we ask them some standard questions, state the purpose of the lab, what equipment did you use, and they have the ability to control how much content they see on the screen. We're not doing any sort of restricted progression with this question. They have the ability to see whatever they want by clicking on these little expand collapse bars here. So I don't really want to work on part 2 now. I want to go to calculating V2 using kinematics, and it expands for me. You see here we have some sample data already in here. And what these boxes do is they capture the student's input from the lab. It is the data that they are using, and WebAssign captures it so it can be used in later calculations. So let's just say here I want to find out the average of 3 trials. So I can't actually enter in the average before I put my data in. This message here is prompting me that I must complete other answer boxes first for other answer boxes to be available. So let's just go ahead and do this. I'm going to enter in, let's say my trial 1 was 10, and my second trial was maybe 25 and 25. So now you see here, after entering those 3 pieces of data, I actually have the ability to enter in the average. So just quickly submitting this, the average of that is actually 20. Now when the page returns, this data table is actually going to give feedback to the students so they can know instantaneously whether or not the data that they were collecting in the lab is realistic. So I actually did enter in an unrealistic data point, and WebAssign is telling me that that is too low. The ranges of these answer boxes are set up basically the last 5 years. These labs were being used at NC State, and we were able to, we know the experimental ranges of these values. And some of the feedback that we got from students using these labs in WebAssign was that they would be able to see, they would get a calculation correct using their data, but it would give them a green check mark when they had a red X right next to it. So we've introduced a new sort of mark that's delivered, and it's the caution symbol. And the caution symbol, when you hover over it, it says, your calculation is correct, but you've used incorrect values. And you can see here that they have an incorrect data point, but the caution symbol lets them know, they don't have to scrap all of their work. They just have to go back and adjust that one value. So just some more examples of answer boxes opening up. If I just go in here again, 15, 25, 30, and it seamlessly allows the student to enter in there. So the major innovation here is that we are using the exact values that the student has entered here. There's nothing in the background saying like, okay, this value is okay, but maybe you should use this value instead. We're using exactly what the student has entered. So every one of these assignments is going to be unique to the student's data. The answer keys that the application uses to mark them right or wrong, that answer key is dynamically being changed based on what the student enters into these boxes. And finally, the last assignment is the PostLab assignment. Now this is almost one of the most important aspects of these 3 assignments, because this has content in it that ties the student back to the lecture course. It takes what they learned in the lab and applies it to the lecture course with the physics concepts that they're using. And these are just using the regular WebAssign engine behind it. And they have symbolic questions that also use our math palette. If you're interested in seeing more of this, you can sign up for a free trial at our website at www.webassign.net. You can also go there to contact us about any other questions or support for using the new WebAssign physics labs.
That's okay.